Police Regional Office 8 is a primary organization commissioned to maintain peace and order in Eastern Visayas. Its holistic service to the people since its establishment is immeasurable. In the face of dystopia brought by COVID-19 pandemic that poses greater challenge to humanity around the world, people tend to appreciate gratitude and contentment, whereby resilience and hope are the best recipes to survive. The daily dealing since day one created a widespread of fear, anger, resentment, chaos, and untimely death. Reports even say that this pandemic will cause one of the most malignant recessions in our history. Different stories of pain, different stories of survival. All are valid and all are real. And in the midst of the seemingly unfathomable health destruction, Police Regional Office 8, more than ever, displayed resiliency that became the hallmark of this region. People in Eastern Visayas once again showcased its laudable resilience and created innovative ideas to help ensure the world that no pandemic or catastrophe can break its unity. Human beings are born to survive and sometimes falter, and in the middle of this hardship, people need a guiding star to anchor them. When he sets his foot as the Regional Director of Police Regional Office 8, people never see him weakened by numerous trials. Hence, he strengthens his resolve to go against criminality, injustice, health crisis, all forms of lawlessness, all in the era whereby people are trying to embrace the new normal. In his 100th day of serving the people of Eastern Visayas, Police Brigadier General BERNABE MENDOZA BALBA, or Joel to those who are in his circle, continuously proves that his integrity will not be overwhelmed by temporary comfort. He will work and serve in silence, but his actions are loudly seen and heard by the people whom he touched by his sincerity. He continues learning in this endeavor, for he believes that there is wisdom in every difficulty. Along with his leadership is an underlying philosophy which actually and faithfully represent the fundamentals of law enforcement that are all attuned to and aligned with the focused directives of our Chief PNP, Police General Archie Francisco Ferranil Gamboa. These are the three basic Filipino values summed up by the acronym 3M, represented by malinis, magalang, and maaasahan. These core values are continuously carried out in order to effectively fulfill our mandate in ensuring the safety and security of the Eastern Visayas region. From March 19 to June 26, 2020, Pro-8 continuously aiming towards stability, progress, and consistency in sustaining efficiency and excellence in all its undertakings. In response to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's call for the entire Filipino nation to help raise funds to support the campaign of the national government and help those who are adversely affected by the COVID-19 crisis, especially those belonging to the poorest of the poor families, this Pro was able to raise 9.6 million pesos from our PNP personnel's voluntary contributions. This collective effort is our simple act of kindness within the organization that will certainly go a long way in assisting our fellow men to survive this protracted crisis. This is also in line with the PNP's fundraising project formally announced last April 14, 2020, dubbed as Team PNP Bayanihan Fund Challenge. The Team PNP also initiated Kapwa Ko Sagot Ko, Adopt a Family program wherein all police officers are encouraged to adopt an indigent family in their respective areas of responsibility by providing food packs, grocery items, and financial assistance. Latest figures show that we already extended our help to at least 17,125 families or 85,233 individuals under this program. We also encourage other Waraynons who are capable to help the poorest of the poor for us to finally halt the spread of our common invisible enemy. Along with this is the Adopt Our Persons under Police Custody Program, wherein 884 individuals in custodial facilities had benefited. This program aims to show support and care to these people who have been sometimes neglected due to their situation. fighting against a faceless enemy seemingly tough, but Pro-8's men and women is driven to fight courageously. With this, Pro-8 initiated preemptive measures to ensure safety of all its personnel by establishing quarantine and isolation facilities inside the camp, while other police provincial offices are also establishing their own isolation facilities. Strict observance of health protocols like wearing the personal protective gear, proper hand washing, and physical distancing are also in the highest regard. Commendable efforts were made by the Regional Health Service Aid as it continually coordinates with the Department of Health in initiating a simulation exercise to all our PNP frontliners and quick reaction teams on the donning and doffing of personal protective equipment, as well as the proper handling of possible COVID-19 cases. Health Service devotedly implements health protocols so as not to compromise its personnel's welfare and the public in general. Also, lectures and swab testing, rapid antibody testing, and psychosocial support were also administered. While the cure may not be at hand, this whole ordeal is bringing us closer to our Creator. Spending time praying, being with Him is comforting in this difficult time. With this, Regional Chaplain Service conducted pastoral visits to address the spiritual being of all the personnel in the front lines. Despite the upheaval of COVID-19 cases in the region, the Regional Intelligence Division strenuously marked #1 in the Individual Commander's Evaluation Rating and the Unit Performance Evaluation Rating. Capping Pro-8's administrative accomplishments in a span of 100 days is the oath-taking of 234 new police recruits who successfully passed the rigorous process. Of these 234, 196 are males and 38 are females. Also, to give due recognition to all our performing personnel, 6,840 police personnel and non-uniform personnel were given meritorious awards. For Pro-8's operational accomplishments in a span of 100 days, it remarkably exceeded beyond success. For the anti-illegal drugs operations, 105 individuals were arrested out of 95 drug operations. 337.96 grams of shabu and 13 grams of marijuana were confiscated. For anti-illegal fishing operations, 280 operations were conducted that resulted to the arrest of 703 individuals and confiscated 26,625,286 pesos worth of paraphernalia. For anti-illegal logging operations, 161 individuals were arrested in 100 operations conducted and confiscated 2,895,933 pesos worth of lumber and forest products. For anti-illegal gambling operations, 300 operations were conducted that resulted to the arrest of 945 individuals and confiscated 542,499 pesos bet money. Pro-8 remains steadfast despite the concurring health crisis that paved way to a significant drop of 23.33% of crime incident. As to reassure the public in maintaining highly effective and credible police force in the region in line with the PNP's internal cleansing campaign, 50 administrative cases were filed at the Regional Investigation and Detection Management Division, wherein 276 administrative cases were also evaluated at the Regional Legal Office. It is out of our common knowledge that in the last 5 decades, we have lost some local communities to the clutches of the Communist Party of the Philippines and its armed wing, the New People's Army. With this, Pro-8 intensified its efforts to address recruitment in the academe through Project Resistance Education Against Drug for the Youth, with a total of 6,948 participants recorded. In consonance with the government's whole-of-nation approach in combating the insurgency in the country, Pro-8, together with the 8th Infantry Division of the Philippine Army, simultaneously conducted a seminar on the Community Support Program as part of the ongoing efforts of the government in attaining peace and order, most especially in the 3 provinces of Samar. Adding to these remarkable accomplishments despite the height of the World Health Crisis, personnel of Eastern Samar Police Provincial Office initiated an Adopt an Indigent Family, a simple pabahay project that aims to build houses that became homes to those who are greatly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and was devastated after the onslaught of Tropical Storm Ambo. They were able to build 14 houses while 11 are still under construction. Also, Pro-8 launched its own PNP Bayanihan Challenge, which generated 914,080 pesos intended for the residents of Tarangnan, Samar, and in Eastern Samar. PNP Bisok Alabdiwa class composed of 315 police trainees who undergone the basic internal security operations course also initiated a project in line with the PNP Good Deeds and Best Practices program. With the unrelenting support and cooperation of the selected barangays in Tanawan, Leyte, the Bisog trainees were able to help 4 vulnerable families from Barangay Tugop and Kabuinan. Aside from the houses, the beneficiaries were also given clothes, household appliances, school supplies, and groceries. In this emerging situation, the people of Eastern Visayas deserve no less in public service. Hence, the Regional Logistics and Research Development Division was able to acquire and turned over 597 units of internal security operations equipment to the different city and provincial police offices. These will boost the morale of our police personnel to fight and battle against the communist terrorists. It is also an inherent characteristic of a Warainan warrior to undoubtedly help without a favor. And so, Pro-8 is also thankful to all the stakeholders, other government entities, and private individuals who relentlessly donated different items in kind or in cash to all our personnel in the front lines. An estimated total of 3 million pesos was received by this pro. Police Regional Office 8 augmented 54 Police Mobile Force personnel to Police Regional Office 7, Camp Sergio Osmeña, Cebu City, as a reinforcement to its manpower of police force thereat. They were oriented and were given rapid tests and other health check requisites by the Regional Health Service before their final deployment. All these significant accomplishments in a span of 100 days, notwithstanding the faceless threat to humanity, were made possible under the dynamic leadership of Police Brigadier General BERNABE Mendoza BALBA, with the collective efforts of the men and women of Police Regional Office 8.